Hey, Tar Heel Nation. It is your host of UNC Hoops Talk podcast, Dan DeWitt here. I'm just going to come at you real quick, hopefully, anyway. It's my plan to make this pretty quick and just kind of give my 2 cents, for whatever that's worth, of Late Night for Roy, what we can take from it, if anything, and just kind of update you guys if you did not catch it, if you have not seen any highlights, anything like that, let you know what happened. And so, again, hopefully make this really quick. Glad you're listening. Before we jump in, I promise, just one quick announcement or housekeeping is that the podcast is now on iTunes. If you're listening on iTunes, thank you. Awesome. Leave a review. I greatly appreciate it. If not, definitely go check it out. I'll leave the description and the link below, either on the video or blog, wherever you're checking this out. You should be able to find it. Otherwise, let me know and I will get it to you so you can take the podcast with you anywhere, anytime, and listen to it. And I just greatly appreciate that you're watching it, and yeah, it's awesome. I'm super pumped that it's up on iTunes, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I enjoy making it. This is the podcast for the UNC fans by a UNC fan. So, Late Night with Roy, Friday night, they did all the skits, they did all the other stuff that they usually do. Bobby Frazier hosts, all that good stuff, but that's not why we're here. It's not what you are a fan of UNC hoops for. The basketball first, obviously broke it down into white and blue teams. On the blue team was Nate Britt, Joel Berry, Luke Davis, so three ball handlers, 3 point guards there. Bryce Johnson, probably the only starter. I guess Britt could, but for sure starter. Bryce Johnson, the only one there. Isaiah Hicks was also there. Joel James, so they definitely had some size, and then Justin Jackson as well. And then for the white team, Theo Pinson, Kennedy Meeks, Marcus Page, JP Tokoto, Hubert Davis, not Hubert Davis, Desmond Hubert. I wish it was Hubert Davis. I wish he was back playing again. Sorry, Desmond Hubert, wishful thinking there. And then Jackson Simmons and Stillman White making his reappearance in the Tar Heel jersey. So to me, kind of first glimpse when I saw that before they even started scrimmaging, I said, they have Meeks, which is probably a starter, Page, the All-American, JP Tokoto, starter from last year, 3 starters there. Really, the other than a starter we know for sure is Bryce Johnson from the team. But I thought, man, White is going to, just kind of wipe the floor with them. And it looked that way. And even before I jump too far in, I just want to preface this. This is a scrimmage. The defense is not where it needs to be or where it will be even when it's exhibition, let alone regular season game, let alone ACC play, all that good stuff. So there isn't a ton you can take from these, and that's why I just want a quick reaction to this. But my first glimpse was they were going to blow it open, and it looked that way. They got out to a big lead. And again, it's probably the defense just not playing defense. Maybe they wanted to put on a show for the offense or for the crowd, letting the blue team come back. But they did. The blue team came back, and they actually ended up winning 41-40. Now I can go through a bunch of stats. I'll put a description. I got the unofficial, official stats, as Inside Carolina called them. And I'll put a link to those again in the description below. You can check them out if you want. Really quickly, for the blue team, Nate Britt had 6 points, 4 assists. Joel Berry 5 points on 2 for 6 shooting. Luke Davis didn't score, and there's no stats listed for him. Bryce Johnson 6 points on 3 for 7 shooting, 4 rebounds. Isaiah Hicks 4 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Joel James 3 points, shot 1 for 4, 3 rebounds. And then what everybody's talking about is Justin Jackson, 17 points, shot 8 for 9 from the field, made his only 3-pointer attempted, had 6 rebounds. I would say at least half of those were offensive, if not more. Had an assist, and he really is the one that led that comeback and ended up actually winning the game for the blue team. White team, Theo Pinson had 4 points, 3 assists. Kennedy Meeks 8 points, shot 50%, 4 for 8, had 7 rebounds, 1 monstrous block on Nate Britt driving to the hoop. Marcus Page led them with 10 points, shot 4 for 8, only 1 out of 5 for 3-pointers. JP Tokoto 8 points, shot just 3 for 10, made his only 3, airballed the free throw, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Desmond Hubert, 6 points, which I believe were all on dunks, a rebound, a block, and assist. Jackson Simmons missed 2 shots, was his only stats. Stillman White made a 3-pointer, made a free throw, 2 rebounds, an assist, a steal. So again, not a ton you can take from that. Don't want to spend the time on that. But yeah, Justin Jackson, as I was saying, leading the comeback, hit a 3 in there, lots of offensive rebounds. And I saw a interview with Isaiah Hicks, kind of asking him, about the offensive rebound of Justin Jackson, and he said he asked him about it one time in practice. And he said, how do you get those offensive rebounds? How does it always seem to end up in your hand? He's like, I just keep moving. So hopefully that rubs off on other guys, and we can really be an effective offensive rebounding team. We shot the ball, okay. I think there was 6. I think Nate Britt hit a 3, JP Tokudo hit a 3, Page hit a 3, Justin Jackson hit a 3. Let's see, Stillman White hit a 3. I believe there's one other person that I'm forgetting, and it wasn't even listed. But I think we had 6 guys hit a 3, but we really didn't shoot the ball great. Our big guys were shooting. Bryce was 3 for 7, Meeks 4 for 8. Tokudo was 3 for 10. Even Page shot 1 for 5 from 3. Now again, this is preseason. A glorified scrimmage, so we can't take a ton from that. But with the relaxed defense, you'd hope they'd be more open and knock those shots down, which didn't necessarily happen. I think we'll be okay as long as we can be serviceable from the 3-point line. As long as we get one other guy to keep the defense honest from the 3-point line, whether it is Justin Jackson or Joel Berry, Nate Britt if he improves, JP hits a couple, so that they can't just play him for the drive. Obviously, that's going to make a huge difference. But as long as we can be serviceable from 3, then it can open up for those big guys. Hopefully, they shoot a better percentage. We can get on the floor more, all that kind of stuff, and then we can really be really dangerous team. But like I said, JP airballed the free throw, so it's it is what it is. Hopefully it's better than last year. Hopefully it's focused. And once we get going, he'll be better. I went through my preseason expectations of all the players 2 podcasts ago, and I'll leave a link to that one, or otherwise just go back and check it out either on iTunes or YouTube, wherever you're at. But I went through player expectations. Joel James, I don't expect a lot from, and kind of proves. Desmond Hubert was a little bit of a surprise. He looked very aggressive going to the hoop. If he can keep the defense up and kind of give those, even if it's pick and roll and he dunks or offensive rebound putback, if he just gives us a few of those every game and then his defense is really good, I think he can get some decent minutes. Joel James just doesn't look like he can give us much of anything at this point, which is kind of disappointing with this size. That just hope he'd be in there. Meeks, I saw a couple of great outlet passes to him or from him, so hopefully he keeps that up. To me, I was talking with somebody on Twitter about it, but like our starting 5, like I said, I think Page, JP Tokuto, Bryce Johnson, Kennedy Meeks kind of have the starting lineup locked up. That's whether he put the Brit in because he's experienced, or my kind of thought, a lot of people are saying Justin Jackson because he blew up with these points in the scrimmage, and he did. He looked great. He looked smooth. He looked great. But to me, it's probably going to be Pinson because he's athletic and really the defensive possibilities that he brings. And we know that Roy loves the defensive player. So it will be interesting to see who the 5th starter is. Again, if you go back to my expectations, it was kind of that Britt would be at the beginning, and for sure by the time we got to ACC play that it would be Theo Pinson. But we'll see. Justin Jackson, again, I said it, I'm repeating myself, but I think it'd be a great, instant offense off the bench, 6th guy, and gives us some points. But I mean, this kid can score from anywhere. He had the floater going, the mid-range game he's great at. He can knock down the 3. He can post up. He's a 6'8", plays the 2 or the 3, 6'8" player. He can post up those shorter guys, even though he's not real bulky by any means. He's that thin pole that Bryce Johnson and John Henson and Ed Davis were coming in, but definitely more skilled, especially away from the basket. So he'll be definitely an interesting matchup for other teams to see kind of how he plays. And again, he's a freshman. He's got to get kind of acclimated into college basketball and into ACC play once we get there. But if he can do it, he can be a really special player. Isaiah Hicks looks much better playing the 4 than he did the 3 last year, just much more comfortable. So again, I don't want to put too much emphasis on this. It's a late night scrimmage. A lot of improvement to come, and Roy will get into these guys and get them going. Really, if anything, I think it was promising to see Justin Jackson, knocking down those threes. I was a little afraid he'd be too shy to throw those shots up, or nervous and miss some. I think he missed his first one. Was actually the only one he missed, and missed kind of bad. But you can say, hey, that was his first shot in front of a crowd in the Smith Center and whatever. But he settled down and he was spectacular. Ended up making the bucket. I think there was like 52 seconds left. That put him ahead for the first time all night, and then they stopped. Marcus Page took a 3 at the end at the buzzer, which missed, and they ended up winning the game. Now, on these stats, it is said that 1 point was awarded for the fouls, even if it wasn't in the act of shooting. And that they did shoot some free throws, but to keep the game going, not stop it so much for free throws, it just gave points for fouls. So that obviously can help, and it doesn't show what we're kind of capable of as a team from the free throw line. Like I said, JP did airball one. So again, not to put too much into it, but I think what you can take out of it was mostly positive. We definitely have still some proving to do on the shooting end of it. But hey, if you're not ready for the season, there's something wrong with you. I'm pumped. Football team is struggling a little bit. It's it's getting to be basketball season. It's cooling off, perfect weather. And it's time for Carolina basketball. So I hope you're pumped. I'm glad that you're here listening, and definitely go check out. Like I said, the last 2 podcasts, the two podcasts ago, was my player expectations for the season, what I expect out of everybody this year, and then the last podcast that I did just like last week, I think, seems like Thursday, because it was called Late Morning with Dan instead of Late Night with Roy, of course. Clever, I know. But that one was my predictions for the record, who we're going to win and lose to, roughly, in our overall record when it comes to the end of the season, how far we're going to make it, all that kind of stuff. So definitely check them out. I'll put links to descriptions. Check them out. Subscribe to YouTube if you're not there, or if you're not already. Leave a review on iTunes. Greatly appreciated. It helps the podcast. It helps other people find the podcast. I really need some reviews. So please help me out. If you have any suggestions, comments, questions, anything that you'd like to let me know or know about the podcast or me or anything, feel free to connect with me. Email unchoopstalk@gmail.com. On Twitter, definitely connect with me at AllTarHeelDance, where I'm most active. Otherwise, if you're on Google+, it's just my name, Dan DeWitt. And other than that, YouTube, just search UNC Hoops Talk. On iTunes, just search UNC Hoops. You'll find it. But hey, let's get ready. And until next time, go Heels.